You are listening to the EVP Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the EVP Podcast. I am the voice of the podcast because I have one. I'm Beaker.
I am the face of the podcast because I don't have a voice. I am your host, Ghosty.
I see you're still busy doing something that's causing your throat to go out.
I'm not S and the D. That's what you're saying.
Okay. Well, picture didn't happen. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because I have a face.
You have a face.
And you have a voice.
Yes. So last week, what we talked about, or last time on the EVP podcast, we talked about the Bohemian Grove.
What do you think about it? Do you think it's really happening?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I think so. We did have a comment on the YouTube.
What'd they say?
They just said creepy.
It is creepy, and I
creepy.
think it's really happening. Especially now with the Epstein files.
Yes.
All that stuff's coming out. All the conspiracy theories that everybody talked about that I thought were crazy. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't believe anymore at this point with all the craziness that's come out. The last thing to come out that they haven't said yet is that they're lizard people.
Well, that I would Nordics for me. I think would be more believable.
Nordics?
They could be both, or one or the other.
Lizards from the Nordic.
Sure, Nordic lizard people.
Nordic lizard people.
Okay,
Why not?
I don't know. That's possible. Anything's possible.
Now, I'll believe anything now.
I've noticed.
Tell me which one until I'll believe it.
Tacos are the best food. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I would have to say something untrue. Tacos are the best food ever. But yeah,
too much crazy shit.
too much crazy stuff going on. So we're gonna scale it back a little bit here.
There's some spooky stuff.
Sort of.
All right.
We're gonna go with part 2 of the Forgotten Death Sites. Last time on Forgotten Death Sites, we talked about Moonville Tunnel.
Where are we at now?
Well, this week, we're going to good old Charleston, South Carolina to visit the Old City Jail.
I do want to go check this place out.
I do too. I like jails in particular. I like jails. I like going to jails.
Last time I went to jail.
Last time I went to jail.
So much.
No. I think last time I did an investigation in a prison, we had someone got an EVP of a spirit saying, I want to kill you.
It's battle power with the prison.
I think I've only been to the 2. I went to one in Price right before they tore it down, and then I went to the one in Wyoming.
And I've been to the local one here, Salt Lake, or the Utah jail or prison, and then the
Alcatraz?
I was going to say Alcatraz.
The Albatross. I'm an albatross.
Little bird prison.
Yeah. So these prisons kind of had some like, I don't know, what do you call it? Violent stuff.
Rape.
Violent, weird, creepy stuff going on in it. You know, we've talked about prisons in the past where they've done like lobotomies and random experiments on patients. Prisoners.
I guarantee every one of those doctors were scientists.
Probably.
Every one of them.
They were all Scientologists.
They're all about that lizard stuff.
So I don't think this is one of those places where you just had a lot of traumatic stuff going on. It was just
In the South, lots of people. It's hot.
I think, yep, exactly. So yeah, we'll
take us to the old.
We're gonna take us to the old jail.
jail.
So kind of to set the scene, have you ever like walked into a place and you just kind of change how you act before you even decide to?
Yeah, so you're supposed to be even more quiet.
Right. And it's like nobody told you to do that. Like you kind of feel it. You get there, the energy shifts a little bit, so you lower your voice, you kind of slow your steps a little bit. You kind of start paying attention more to what's going on around you. And it's strange because there's nothing
like you can't see it yet.
Right.
You can see.
Exactly. The old jail does just that. Not because something dramatic actually happened here. It's because you can feel how much time has happened here. Right? So when people imagine a jail, they picture events like arguments, shouting, guards like breaking up riots and stuff like that. But most of a jail's existence was an event.
We're just sitting there. You're just sitting there wasting time, looking at how many hours have gone by. 1 hour at a time.
Yeah, you're sitting there, you're thinking, you're trying to replay how you got there. You're asking like, who did I talk to? What did I say? Did I misunderstand something along the way?
Break the law better next time. Next time I'm going to break the law like this.
Exactly. It's something like you're racking your brain. We can't, because if you can find the moment, you can believe there's a solution. So you wait for a chance for some kind of explanation. At first, you start counting the hours, right? As the days go by, then you start counting mornings that you've been there, and then
eternities. You mark eternities,
right? Eventually, you just you don't know how long you've actually been there. Everything's just a big blur, and you've experienced that, right? Like when you've
every time I go to jail.
Every time you go to jail. Well, just in general, like if you've been working long hours, I know you have. I'm just saying, like when you work long hours, you're a little sleep deprived. Days just kind of blend together, and that's exactly what's going on here.
Well, yeah, those things end up getting to you. You just sit there and go, oh, I wish I would have done this.
Right? Your days stop being scheduled by plans and starts being scheduled by sounds. You hear like certain footsteps every day.
Your own breath bothers you.
Yes, I'm probably. Like you hear doors and stuff like that's going to be opening and closing at the same time every day. You're going to be hearing the same voices kind of throughout the building. You start listening constantly, but not because of like you're afraid of something. You're just out of expectation. You're just expecting, just like, this is supposed to happen. This is at this time of the day.
That's when the people break and they just start crying out their jail cell door.
Probably.
Moaning like little bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Then after a while, they just kind of realize the building isn't loud because of what people did. It's quiet because everyone was just kind of listening for something.
So what does a normal day in this jail look like?
So I think the morning time would probably be the hardest part. And it's not because of it, something.
It is for me.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's not because of like something bad happened.
No. It's great reason.
Something good, right?
Great reason.
It's because nothing changed overnight.
That we know of.
Right? So, like when you wake up to moving around you, and your first clear thought is like,
I better put this thing away.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like you're realizing it over and over again. There's no clock. You need to learn time indirectly by things like, when the guards move around, when food comes around, when it's quiet time, you kind of stop planning your day and you just start observing it. Which footsteps are heaviest? You kind of notice like what voice belongs to whom.
So do you know, like when you were a kid, did you ever know like the sound of your parents' engine in their car when they're pulling up? Like, it's theirs.
Yeah, my mom's minivan.
And like you hear that and you're like,
know.
Well, I was home. Yeah. It's like that with footsteps.
My dad worked like swing shift, so I never really saw him like pulling up, but I remember my mom's vans throughout the years.
So imagine having that quantum entanglement, but it's of footsteps.
Right. And that's just kind of how you're planning your day.
Like, there's guard number 457. I can tell by his shoes. He has Birkenstocks on.
Exactly. You guy. Well, it's like that because of the sounds. It starts to become information for you. You start hearing keys, and your body will react.
Body's reacting to these.
That was a great reenactment. No, your body starts to react immediately. You'll sit up, you'll listen, You're like, maybe this is movement, and then the sound like passes your door.
Oh, it was just a fart.
Yeah, and then it happens again later.
You know whose fart it is.
I think you would know when to stop expecting it, maybe.
Yeah, you know your footsteps.
Well, and farts. So, you would stop reacting, and you start reacting. You stop reacting kind of like to what's happening, but more so like you're reacting to what might happen. You listen for sounds of like people pacing and not for exercise.
Relief.
Yes. Back and forth. Farting. Because motion gives the mind something to follow, And
Follow that flatulence.
Follow the flatulence. That's when your privacy disappears. When you're following the flatulence.
When was he going to poop in front of somebody?
Well, and then you also hear other people worrying about their situations when they're worrying, while they're worrying about yours. Like, does he got the stink eye going?
Yeah, he's slowly giving pink eye.
Got a little mud butt.
Shouldn't have had that poop party last night.
Right? We got to throw those right out.
Yeah.
So your meals would start to structure your day, like your morning, your food, waiting, food, dark. That's kind of how your day goes. And instead of measuring the day by time, you kind of measure it by the different sounds you hear throughout the day.
Yeah, pretty much just lights on, lights off. Yeah. So anyway, who put most of these? I don't know. Like most people picture criminals like many works like debtors or travelers or sailors between ships. Or they?
No, they didn't think of themselves as prisoners. They actually thought that they were just delayed. Like a sailor would expect to leave soon, but his ship might depart without him. And the thing is like, there wasn't like a sense of urgency in this place, right? And they weren't just, we've talked about other prisons where like, people got thrown in there for being a woman or for, being a chronic pleasure them self-serves.
So are they being Shanghaied before Shanghai was being a thing?
Probably.
They were the OG Shanghaiers.
Yes. Well, the thing is too, because like they're sailors, for the sailors in particular, like no one's really looking out for them or
they got left behind.
Right. They got left behind.
They're too busy doing their thing.
Right. So no one's looking for him, right?
Yeah. They're like, oh, he must have died.
You're right. So he just kind of sits there thinking to himself, maybe like, okay, this is gonna get sorted out. Like
they'll find me.
They'll find me, right?
They'll turn around. They never do.
They don't.
They never do.
Well, then holy cow.
Well, they're trying to predict their future at this point, right? Like, what am I going to do from here? If they really left me, what do I do?
Right. And then after time goes by, you start asking yourself questions, or you hear other people asking these questions like, why are you here? How long have you been here? And what do you think is going to happen after we leave here, or if we leave here? And people start to look for patterns in other cases when they're like asking.
Well, because they got their trial coming up, so they're trying to see what kind of stuff they can work into their case.
Right. And while they're sitting there waiting for this, they're not considered innocent, but they're not guilty either. They're just kind of in limbo.
They're pretty much being treated like they're guilty, though.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like I said, the paperwork is on all of this stuff. It's not on like the top of anyone's to-do list. So there'll be people just sitting there waiting, like not knowing why they're there.
Well, it's also back then. These were just like a cash cow for
basically
for the owner, for the, what do they call it? The dean, not the dean,
the warden.
The warden. Yeah.
But here's the thing: is I don't think in this one, it's been like the other ones where we've talked about several prisons, and in almost all of them, they've used the prisoners to like build, more or less, in slavery or indentured servants, but they would use the prisoners to build their towns or build whatever random stuff. This one, I don't really think that happened. I think it was just more of a holding place for people that they didn't know what to do with or didn't want to do anything with.
Mm. And then I'm pretty sure that's not very healthy in there.
No.
Not very hygienic.
Not when you're cramming, let's say, I don't know the exact numbers, but let's say you have a cell that's meant for like 4 people and you're shoving 12 people in there.
And then they're trying to shove other things in there.
Right. So you're going to start to get sickness. You're going to get this. They're going to be down with the sickness.
They'll be down with the sickness.
And it's going to start small when someone like gets sick. There's small coughing.
Sweats.
The sweats. Well, maybe they'll stop pacing as much. They'll just kind of be a little more still.
Cramped over, puking out of both ends.
Probably. And then people will try to rationalize that, right? But you can't ignore it.
He's just got the squirts.
Right. They can't ignore it for very long. They like sleep because they're all crammed together.
Because everyone's got the squirts now.
Right. And then you hear breathing change at night.
You know why?
Like, well, they're sick, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's right.
And then that's when you start to get a little scared.
The fear shifts.
The fear shifts. And you're not thinking about things like, how long am I here? Will I leave? People, they kind of start checking themselves for symptoms.
But yeah, they see what other people are, how they react before they start squirting everywhere. And then they start looking for that in themselves.
So this thing is, then there's no one there to like reassure them of anything, that they're going to be all right. And then all of a sudden one morning,
Squirting.
They stop the squirting. They just don't wake up.
Cause of death?
Squirting.
Squirting to death.
They squirted themselves to death. But realistically, like, yeah, they'll just pass away in their sleep. And there's nothing really dramatic about it, because squirting yourself to death is kind of dramatic.
That's just one less voice and one less parent.
Right. But it's just like, one day this person's like, they're kind of sick, they're maybe coughing, and then the next they're just kind of still, they're gone.
Now there's room for one more.
The guards will come in, they'll take the body out, and then everything just continues the same. You just have one less voice.
No, I'm sure they'll get filled back in.
Well, for now, but then the gel will stop feeling very temporary at that point.
Because more voices disappear.
Yeah.
Not just mine.
Exactly. They were also no, I don't know.
So why didn't anybody ever intervene while this nonsense was happening at this prison?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I could tell you.
Tell me why.
I could tell you, but I'm not going to just yet. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about, like, you know, how people got out of there, or how they would die before they even got their trial.
Okay.
They like never reached their trial date for whatever reason. Like I said,
they were too sick squirting.
Maybe the administrators were. Again, this wasn't like that. No one was in a huge rush to put anyone to trial or get people released that probably shouldn't even be there.
And I bet if they were sick, they were like, "No, you ain't coming to trial. You getting us all sick with your nasty squirting ass." So no trial yet, buddy.
No trial yet. And then people, like, they weren't really waiting to escape. They were just kind of waiting for an explanation as to why I'm here. Like, they're wanting a hearing. They're wanting some sort of conversation.
Because nobody knows you.
Right.
You're just walking around our town.
Get
out of here.
Exactly. And for some of these people that are waiting, like, that day for their trial or their explanation why they're there or how long they're supposed to be there, that just kind of never came.
Well, you should have missed your damn ship, bud.
Well, it's not just sailors. This is like anybody that's in there, right? But yeah, the sailors shouldn't have missed their ship. And
so you have one job.
So like, these people had passed away with like no explanation as to why the hell they were even there, that no one officially ever told them. And
they never even got their charges. They just got taken there.
Well, and their chance to like plead their case or to speak on their, point of view of why they're there, they just never got that chance. So to answer your question from just a minute ago,
yeah,
why no one like looked?
Where was Superman this whole time?
This was probably before Superman. He got here in the 50s.
Where was the Ant-Man then?
He'd sleep. He's been an ant. He was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He was
that's how you know
he's a triangle.
Superheroes aren't real.
Right.
Shit like this happened.
Patrick Wilson is real.
Yep.
He's a superhero.
He's a real superhero.
So, but here's the thing. He wasn't around for this. And there was a lot of people. I wish he was too. But no one really got involved because the awareness was all depending on someone asking for the individual that was in there.
Right.
And
Nobody knew them.
Nobody knew them. There's no family nearby. Sometimes there's just like travelers passing through. They're like, okay, we're going.
Call the cops. Come on, get
them.
We don't know you.
So like if no one asked for you, like nothing happened. You were just there. You're from the outside walls. Nothing looked unusual enough to force attention either. Like no one, unless you work there or live there, like outside to just everyday passerbyers or wherever the hell this was at, if it was near the city or not. Like, no, nothing looks out of place, so no one's really checking on it.
Because nobody knows that anybody's missing.
Right. So life continued for normal for people outside the walls, and people inside the walls, they just kind of waited.
So this place gets visitors now. There's a lot of visitors that come just to like a museum.
Yeah, I believe so. And here's the thing is like visitors, when they come here, they don't really describe fear. They don't get that feeling of like fear or being afraid. They kind of they just become very aware of their surroundings, almost like they walked into a situation already in progress.
How big is this place?
It's yay big.
About as big as
on the picture.
It's a prison.
Probably big as a prison. Yes. I didn't look into all of the details on like the size of this like I normally do.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to bore people with the details.
The shape and size, that it's shaped like some kind of crazy Zionist symbol.
Yeah.
Bet it was.
I doubt it, but okay. Other things visitors have kind of noticed is that they'll just naturally lower their voice. They'll just kind of like go to a whisper. They'll kind of listen a little bit more like what's going on around them. And sometimes they'll just react to things without understanding why they're reacting. So some of the other things that are going on that people have heard today, yes.
Right now?
Probably not right now, but maybe right now. If someone's actually there, like if there's a tour going through Ireland.
Right now.
Yes, it's going to be dark in pretty much anywhere in the U.S. right now.
They're weird stuff.
At midnight. It's always midnight on the EVP podcast. So some of the things people hear, there's footsteps, they hear pacing in the hallways, they'll hear themselves after the sickness they got down with. No, they'll hear like metal sounds like keys shifting around. They'll hear kind of like hushed murmured voices, and people stop talking and just kind of pay attention.
Okay. So nobody's really scared.
No.
They're more fascinated.
Pretty much. They're on that spectrum of the this kind of fascinated. They're fascinated. And people will usually kind of leave there talking about what they felt more than what they saw.
Okay. So if we were there, what would you do first?
Well, apparently I would based on what I've read, right?
Collaborate and listen.
I would sit first. But I would probably get quiet because like I'm sure there's like an aura or an energy about this place that just kind of surreal. So it's gonna make you want to kind of be quieter, maybe start whispering, which isn't something normal for us. We're both very loud individuals when you have a voice. But I think it would just be natural for us to kind of to start whispering without realizing it, and we just kind of listen. I think what's going on around, maybe near a doorway, and I wouldn't a hallway. Like I probably wouldn't, I don't know. I'd more go off of the feeling, but I might not ask for like proof of something. I might just say something like, I know someone was here waiting for a long time.
Then you'd hear me snoring.
Right. And once that's done, maybe I might think I'd leave quieter than I arrived.
More somber. Now,
here's the thing. When people hear the word haunted, they imagine activity. And I've talked to people about this before about the word haunting. Like you say something's haunted, people immediately go to
thinking there's a lot of activity.
Like poltergeist type stuff, right. Or like the stuff they see in the movies. And literally just, in my opinion, haunted means you have a spirit, whether it's active or not, in your house. That's haunted.
Yeah, I don't even say haunted usually when I'm talking about somewhere where there's ghosts. I just go, there's ghosts there.
Right. And I think that's where we've both gotten. But if I do use that word, I'm like, haunted just means there's a ghost. There's a ghost there.
There's ghosts.
That's all it means.
Whether they interact or not, who knows? But there's ghosts there.
Now, this place kind of feels a little incomplete. People woke up expecting answers, and for some, like I said, those answers never came. Humans, they handle endings better than uncertainty.
Always got to end of the story.
Got to end the story.
Happily ever after.
Right, but
for how long?
4.5 million years. So you'll stand in the hallway and you kind of realize someone stood here worrying about tomorrow, or maybe you think something like someone listened for a door that never opened. And not recently, but real to them, some places you investigate and some places you witness. And for me, this would be one of those places, I think, just based on what I've heard from, or what I've read from people that have been there, this is one of those places where you might just witness, just kind of listen and see what you hear or feel. I don't know if you'd really investigate this place.
Just give the ghosts their own ending. Tell them that they're not invisible, that their story still exists. Then slap them on the butt and say,
"It's a good game, Timmy. Wash up. Really wash up.
Come on, get. Come on, get.
Get on out of here." Okay, so next time on the Forgotten Death Sites, we got a place called Centralia.
That sounds like somewhere you take the kids. I'm going to take the kids to the old Centralia.
Probably.
What is it?
I don't know. Well, it's not a building. I can tell you that for sure. Now, we're going somewhere that is a little harder to picture. This is an entire town.
Oh, is there some kind of war crime? This whole town? Did they ghost town? They get all sick, die?
Well, not really. There was no war or crime. There was nothing that really exploded. At first, it was small things. There was like a strange smell in the air. The warm ground on cold mornings.
Traeger.
There's a Traeger underneath the ground.
Yeah.
That would cause that's what they probably thought it was steam rising through the cracks in places that it shouldn't, but it was Traeger smoke.
They only knew.
They only knew. They would have probably eaten a lot better. The thing is, people here just kind of kept living their lives normally. Kids would go to school, neighbors talked, the lawns got mowed, just the normal kind of shit that went on day to day.
Stay tuned for the next episode of
stuff.
Of what is this series called?
Forgotten Death
Sites.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because there's a whole lot more of this creepy town
coming your way
that I'm pretty sure people abandon. But we'll get more into
We'll
that.
find out why next time. As the IDP podcast investigates Centralia. Well, should call that an episode?
We probably could.
Is that all we got to say about the old city jail?
That's all I have to say about it. Do you have any thoughts or feelings of like what you think would happen if you went there?
I'll do exactly what I said. I pat them all on the butt. Tell them go on get.
Okay. That sounds like a great thing to do.
We're not forgotten. Go on get.
Go on get. Go somewhere where you can be happy. Don't hang around this place.
This place sucks.
We want to know though, if you've been to the old city jail, hit us up on avp.pod@gmail.com and tell us your story or your experience. Or you can also hit us up on Instagram and Facebook, avp.pod at those two places I just mentioned.
And
Instagram and Facebook.
I mean, residential will talk about on the next episode. If you never get back to me, Nina, what happened? You asked for us to investigate and now you disappeared. Where'd you go?
Does she listen to this?
I don't know, but if you're listening to this, where'd you go?
Yeah, Nina, where are you? We want to help you.
Nina, can you hear me?
I'm going to tell you about a fun idea that someone had, but after we stop the recording.
All right.
And maybe I'll mention it at some point in time because it's most likely going to be happening here in Salt Lake. I'm working with our good friend Dawn on a project that she wants to do.
I think I've heard of this.
So,
and I might join in.
You might have seen some of the posts on Facebook.
I think I have.
All I know is
interesting.
All I know it's great for single people, or couples. It doesn't matter, but mostly for single people.
Couples are down.
Single people don't like ghost hunting. I'm just saying.
You guys know what to do. We've told you before. Butterflies don't play that.
And peace out, Ghosty.